Okay, so welcome everyone to join us today for our Zoom calling. Today we're going to be sharing about two different topics. The first one is about the TLS weight loss solution, in particular the 21-day challenge, catering for the Singapore market. But for those of us who are in Australia, we can obviously, also be doing the 21-day with different products, and I can actually sort of share a little bit about the differences as well. And we also will be having Angie lead us in the topic of the importance of shopping annuity and how to go about that. So let's get started. So TLS weight loss solution, I will just okay, so basically, when you think about weight loss, obviously it's not just about what it is that we do. I think what is important, however, the why behind the what is even more important, because with anything, if you don't have a why, a strong reason to do things, then no matter what techniques or information that you're given, or the how, is still not as good. So that's why for you or the people that you are working with, it's so important for you to work with them and find out their why. Why do they or you want to lose weight? Whether it's to be healthy, to live longer, better, to reduce the risk of disease, as many of you would know that the more weight that we have, the heavier we are, the risk of disease will be higher as well. Or do we want to have children or have energy to play with them? And do you want to look fabulous? So whatever the reason is, some people may just say, if I can fit into my skinny jeans, I would be happy. You need to find out the why. So before we start, I'd just like to share what TLS weight loss solution is. TLS stands for Transitions Lifestyle System, and it is the most comprehensive and customizable program available. What that means is it's very personalized. No matter what your budget, what your personality, your commitment level is, we have a program that's available to suit your needs. And it's truly a lifestyle program. It's not just a diet. We're not talking about diet here with TLS. That's why, TLS, the word L is lifestyle. And when you think about the word diet, DIET, the first three letters is die. So we don't ever good for that. And we focus on fat loss and not just weight loss. So weight loss is, the numbers on the scale, how many kilos, how many pounds. But we actually look at more the body fat percentage and the visceral fat, because the visceral fat is actually very dangerous, and if we don't control it. And not only having fat loss, but also keeping it off once and for all. And the TLS 21-day challenge review a new you in just 3 weeks. So basically within 3 weeks, you'll be able to get quite good results if you actually follow the system and the kits. And so, if you're into having fast results, then it's actually something to consider. So there are 2 phases within the 21-day. The first and the second phase, we'll talk a little bit about each. The kit itself, there is a kit will actually help you commit and has everything that you need to succeed. So once you order the kit, you can just follow what's in there. But even better if you have your own personal coach, like the health coach that are TLS trained to be able to work alongside you to keep you supported. That's even better. So here we are. We have the 21-day challenge in the 2 different phases. So why it's for you? If you are looking for a healthy way to take control of your weight fast, then it's for you. Like, a lot of people, want to lose weight, but then they can lose and gain, like what we call yo-yo dieting. And that's not what we want. We want a healthy way. And that is the key word, healthy way, to take control of your weight. And also, if you are committed to staying focused and following this regimented plan, you really do need to stay focused for 3 weeks, the 21 days. And also, if you want to focus on flushing your body of toxins, curbing your unhealthy cravings, and obtaining optimal body composition, and that is also important. So basically, if you are able to be focused, if you're able to be committed, it's only 21 days, it's only 3 weeks, right? So anything, anyone can actually do anything in 21 days. So if you're committed to that, then you'll be able to reach optimal body composition, at least the foundation, the beginning of it. And so the first phase is what we call the detox and cleanse phase, which is the first 7 days. It will renew and replenish your body while you detox your body. And then the second phase is the fat burning phase or fat shredding phase. And while you're doing that for the 2 weeks from day 8 to day 21, it will repair and reshape your body. So by the 3rd week, your body will be reshaped and repaired, which is amazing. And so the results that you can expect through this 3 weeks would be the first 7 day detox cleanse. You will have your body purged of toxins and prepare for phase 2. Now, purging of body of toxins is something that we all need to do, whether you need to lose weight or not. So we'll talk a little bit about the detoxing later on, but bear in mind, whether you have a lot of weight to lose or if you have an ideal weight already, it's important for us to detox, because the toxins in our body actually, cause unhealthy body as well. And then phase 2 is the fat burning or the fat shredding. You can lose up to 10 pounds, which is about, 5 kilos. So the TLS 21-day challenge kit, this is the Singapore kit. It has 1 curcumin extreme, which is 30 servings, and 2 TLS nutrition shakes, and 1 TLS core fat and carb inhibitor, which is 60 servings, and 1 NutriClean advanced fiber protein, as well as the tracking sheet, which is important for you to be tracking all 21 days of your journal. So it's basically really a good kit whereby you have all that you need to detox, as well as reshape and repair your body for the fat shredding and fat burning. The suggested retail price is 323.25 Singapore dollars, but if you get it as a an unfranchised owner, it's only $230.75. And even if for customers, if you were to get individual products, it's $367. So you're saving more than $44 as a customer, which is amazing. And you get 70 BV from this kit alone, which is good. So let's have a look at each of the products. The first product is Curcumin Extreme. Now, Curcumin Extreme is very good in terms of helping us to detox. It helps promote normal cell cycle activity. Like when our cell needs to be recycled and to promote, that activity, curcumin is good at that. And also it supports a normal liver detoxification. Liver is actually the organ that is the most important in order to help us cleanse and detox the toxins that are in our body. So curcumin, when we consume, will be able to help us do that. And then the second product in the 21-day kit is the NutriClean Advanced Fiber Powder, which is the second one there. You can see next to the shake. It helps maintain bowel regularity. So for those people that, don't go to the toilet very regularly, or have constipation, this is amazing. And because we actually need to detox, we also need to have our body flushed and purged, and so that's why it's important to have the fiber. And also it supports digestive health as well as bacterial balance in the colon, because in the colon we do need to have the balance of the bacteria. Now, if you are from Australia, we won't have the curcumin extreme and the advanced fiber. What we have instead is the ultimate aloe as well as the isochrome. They do similar, work, but basically just because of different countries, different government regularities allow different products, but basically, they're similar. And we also have in the Singapore 21-day kit the core. Core is actually the fat and carb inhibitor. Now, be aware that it is an inhibitor and not a blocker. There are a lot of products out there which is a fat or carb blocker if you have a look in pharmacies and all that. And they are no good because when they block, meaning that they block all the fat and all the carbs, because in our body, in our nutrients, we need to have good fat and good carbs, which are the good starches or even vegetable starches. And if we take core or a kind of fat and carb blocker all the time, then we don't have enough nutrients. Whereas this one with core is only inhibit, which means that only the bad carb and the bad fat will be inhibited. And so the good ones will still be absorbed and be used by our body as nutrients. So TLS core helps to promote appetite suppression, meaning that it helps our craving, and it helps when we feel hungry, and that's a really good thing when we're doing detox. And it also may promote a feeling of fullness when you take core before you have dinner or breakfast or lunch, two of your biggest meals, half an hour before that, then you actually feel full earlier, provided we won't be having to eat too much. And it also may help to reduce fat stores in the body and inhibit the enzyme amylase, which can slow the absorption of carbohydrates, which is good because as we are going through the detox phase, we actually do want to have the absorption of carbohydrates to be slowed down. So because of the amylase enzyme being present, it actually, will be inhibiting that. And it also helps inhibit carbohydrate absorption in the body as well. Now, the nutrition shake, which is also available in the kit in both the Singapore and the Australia 21-day kit, it provides 19 grams of protein per serving, 10 grams of fiber, 22 vitamins and minerals, no added sugar, and high in calcium. And there's a lot of good source of fiber as well, which means that, when it comes to weight loss, there is a saying, protein and fiber in every meal makes weight loss no big deal, which means that it's not just the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, even with your snacks in between. And that's why we actually suggest for people that are going through a 21-day, the second phase of nutrition shake as you do exercise, to have that within half an hour after you exercise as snacks and not meal replacement. So then you have enough, 19 grams of protein, 10 grams of fiber, as well as good content of minerals and vitamins and calcium. And so let's have a look at the 7-day detox. Now, obviously, if you get the 21-day kit, basically you get the 7-day detox already. And with people that say, okay, well, maybe I can just go through the detox first individually, which means, you can actually go for the 21-day, which is fantastic to help you lose anywhere between generally 5 to 9 kilos or 10 to 20 pounds. However, as I mentioned previously, there are people like myself, say, for example, I don't really need to lose weight. I have an ideal weight already. However, I still need to detox regularly, once at least 6 months, because the toxins that are in our body, whether it's through free radicals or the unhealthy food or fast food that we may consume, we still need to detox. So this is why it's important. So for anyone that wants to kickstart maximum benefits from your TLS program, this is important. But also for people that generally, everyone and anyone, I would say, will need to have a detox at least once a year, if not once every 6 months. So what you can expect from this 7-day detox is that it purges the body of toxins, the junk, and resulting in decreased energy. So when you have junk and toxins in your body, you tend to have decreased energy. But once you're able to purge these toxins and junk in your body, then you will be able to have a surge of energy back into your body. And a lot of people, that's why they say, oh, if they haven't, especially those that haven't had experience of detox, the first 3 or 4 days may be difficult, but then after the third day, that energy will come back, and that's a common phenomenon. And what you need to do within those 7 days of detox is follow a straight low glycemic plan. And in today's calling, I won't go into too much detail of what low glycemic plan is. If you want to learn more, you're welcome to join, my 8-week program, where I actually go at length into what low GI plan is, or you can do the TLS training. But basically, with the strict low GI plan is about 8 to 12 cups of vegetables. 1 cup of vegetables is about, the cup that we have, like the measuring cup. 3 fruits, about 85 servings of protein, 2 servings of good fat oils. So the good oils includes anything like, olive oil or coconut oil. And during the 7-day detox, make sure you don't have any grains, dairy, starches, alcohol, junk, and sweet sugar and all that. And it's important that you have at least 8 cups of water, because water will help you to purge down and flush down any toxins. And also no exercise. You can actually do very gentle walking and all that, but no strenuous exercise, because as you are going through detox, your body is actually needing to be resting to have that cleansing happening. Okay, so fat shredder is the second phase of the 21-day, which basically is for those that are extremely committed to achieving short-term weight loss goals. Is high-intensity 2-week weight loss regimen. And so basically, if you go for the 21-day, the second phase is the fat shredder phase. And you can just follow that and take a look at, what you need to do. Basically is the same as the second and third week of your 21-day. You need the shakes, you need the vegetables, protein, good fats, and only 1 serving of of fruit. Basically, fruit is natural sugar. So you can only have 1 serving in the second and third week of the 21-day or the fat shredder phase, because any fruit more than 1 serving will then be converted into carbohydrate, and that's not what we want as we are shredding fat. So now, as we mentioned, the 21-day or the TLS products is a way of us as UFO to retail. It's actually really good, because if you were to promote, supplementations as a science-based accelerators, it will not only help us to help our customers to be healthier, but at the same time, in terms of our business, it will also generate, obviously, retail profits as well as PV. And so, what I'd like to talk about from this point onwards is to help you, understand the benefits of the supplementation, so that you'll be able to do more retailing through the TLS supplementations or the 21-day kit. So when you talk to your potential clients or customers about TLS, obviously we always talk about the 4 pillars, but the third pillar, the supplementation, is the part where it will help us with the retailing. You will need to help the customers to understand that the supplementation is really designed to help while adopting a new lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, because a lot of people may say, oh, if I just do exercise, if I just eat healthy, isn't that enough? Why do I need supplementation? Well, it is important because we are transitioning from an existing lifestyle that is not necessarily healthy. Otherwise, you wouldn't be overweight, right? So in order to change from that to a healthy lifestyle, that is what the TLS supplements are designed for. So say, for example, poor dietary habits, a lot of people that I've worked with that have been my TLS clients have been through what we call yo-yo dieting. Yo-yo dieting means that short term, they may lose weight, but then they gain weight. They lose, they gain. And every single time when you lose and gain, your metabolism is 15, compromised 15%. So as a result of that, it's actually causing poor habits and poor lifestyle. So that's one part. And then skipping meals also is not good. It's important for us to have, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also snacks in between, because if we skip meals, our body will go into a fat storage mode. And not only that, our hormones at times are not balanced, like the leptin, the ghrelin, the cortisol, and the others, as we take the supplements that will help us to balance the hormones as well. And if you want to learn more about, what these various hormones can help us, I sometimes run different calling or webinar about them as well. So you can stay tuned on those. Carbohydrate sensitivity is also very important, because if we have this issue, then we have digestive discomfort, as well as some grains that will cause us to have the discomfort, we bloating and all that kind of thing. And the other thing is chronic stress and fatigue, which has a result, causes many people to have binge eating and visceral fat, which is very, very dangerous. There are a lot of research done, statistics about, the cause of visceral fat being the danger signs for many, many degenerative and other diseases. Metabolism support and burn fat are also important. So we always talk about the different products, like, the carb and fat inhibitor with the core, as well as things like the CLA and the green coffee Garcinia. They all help us to burn fat. And even with the products that we talk about, the curcumin and the shakes as well. So here are some of the ones that will help with the issues that we mentioned previously. So all of this are either available on your Market Singapore site, or I think in the global sites that you can actually order through, with Core X, conjugated linoleic acid, which is the tonalin, CLA, which is for building muscles, because muscle dictates metabolism. It's important for us to actually do exercise, strength-based exercise, to help with that as well. And thermochrome and trim tea and shakes. We talked about shakes already, but trim tea is one that is now available in Market Singapore, that you can just order through your local portal, whereas with Australia, we still have to order through global. So it's wonderful. For those of you who are in Singapore, I highly, highly recommend it, because trim tea has been shown to help people to lose weight even without them doing much exercise. Obviously, we talk about the 4 pillars. Body composition is important, but trim tea is really amazing. Let me explain. Trim tea promotes weight loss, and it helps maintain normal blood sugar levels. And it also supports cardiovascular health and curb appetite. And that is one of the key. If you are able to actually drink, trim tea, it actually helps with your hunger and curb your appetite, and because it also supports metabolic balance and wellness, and that is why it really is what they call thermogenic slimming tea, and that is very, very unique. And I have read so many testimonials, particularly in the US. And nowadays, even in Singapore, I've seen, on Facebook, many people have had a lot of great testimonials about that. So for those of you who have tried it, or who have clients that have tried it, I would highly recommend that you share with us. I have quite a number of people that I've started what I call trial marketing, and I purchased 3 boxes and give one of this with the daily essential kit for them as a trial run, and see how they go. But I personally started drinking trim tea with cold and warm as well. So it's pretty good. Okay, so basically within that, you have 30 different stick pack inside, and so you can drink it hot or cold. And if you take it 30 to 60 minutes before a large meal, that is preferred, because once you drink it, then it will curb your appetite and you won't be overeating, right? And it's also caffeinated, so that means try not to drink it close to bedtime. And it's actually quite affordable when you think about it. It's only about $1.33 per day if you drink one stick a day. And so it's recommended as you drink the trim tea, you exercise 3 days per week. But I've heard quite a lot of people, including a director in the US who's been drinking every single day for the last, I think, 60, 70 days. He's been able to lose about 7 kilos, like, 10 pounds or something. Yeah. So basically, have a look at the trim tea. Highly recommend that you drink it and trial it yourself, and also recommend it to others. So in a nutshell, trim tea promotes healthy weight management, helps reduce body fat, helps and supports weight loss, promotes a multifunctional approach to effective weight loss, and great for caffeine drinkers or those who drink tea or those who want low caffeine amounts. So are you ready? Are you ready to feel and look great, lose weight, body fat in inches? Are you ready for more energy and improve your health? If you are, then I would highly recommend that you start off with the 21-day kit, and then every 6 months at least, do the detox. And from there, what I would recommend is to take the weight loss profile, which is on the TLSslim.com website. Once you find out your profile, then you will know which menu plan and exercise plan to go for. You don't always have to go for fat straight up. Say, for example, I've been on weight loss commitment plan for a while now, and so it's individualized and very personalized and customized. And I would also highly recommend that you enroll in one of the programs that your coach is offering. I personally always offer 21-day coaching, individual and group, as well as what I call Feel Great in 8, which is 8 weeks to feeling great, where I've already got recorded videos of 8 weeks of 8 very important topics that you can actually watch and listen at your own time. And I can coach you through either WhatsApp or Messenger. And you can select your own products. Obviously, for those, all of us are here are UFOs, and you can just select your own products and also, recommend to your customers as well. So get started if you haven't already. And any question, you are very welcome to contact me. So that's basically it from me. Any question, anyone? Welcome to ask me here.
Yeah, thanks, Kitty. I would like to ask, for 21-day kit, can you teach us how to take those products?
The 21-day, how to take it?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the best time to consume those products?
Okay, let me share screen again, and I'll go through them one by one. Just one moment. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, just go back here. Okay, so if you go to your okay, so here, the first thing with 21-day, you always, the very first thing in the morning, you would take warm lemon water. That's the first thing in the morning, yeah? And because in this, the Singapore one, you don't actually have the isotonics in this, I would still recommend that for those of you that have been taking the isotonics products, take those first. Whatever that you've been taking, whether it's OPC3, Advanced B, Calcium B, take those, right? So take that in the morning, and then with the curcumin and the core, you can take them pretty much together after your breakfast. Now, generally, there is, because these are not isotonics, wrong, there is no set time that you have to take it like empty stomach or before and after, you see. However, the nutrition shakes, you only start the second week. You don't do the nutrition shakes the first week, because the first week you just have the curcumin, the core, and the NutriClean Advanced Fiber. Now, as I mentioned, the core fats and carb, you take it half an hour or 60 minutes before your biggest meal. So generally it's either lunch or dinner, right? Like I would say most people's biggest meal would be dinner. So let's say if you have dinner at 6 o'clock or 6:30, then 6 o'clock you take, the core. Okay, so what that means is then you take your curcumin and your fiber in the morning, maybe after breakfast. And then second week and the third week with the 21-day challenge, you take the same thing, the lemon warm water with your isotonics. Then after you wait for like say 10 minutes after your, depending on how many servings of isotonics you take, then you have your breakfast. After breakfast, you take your curcumin and the fiber powder. Then you will be, before lunch or dinner, take your core. With the 21-day challenge tracking sheet, the sheet that's included in the challenge kit, it's important that you actually, do it daily. Because as you measure, monitor, adjust, you will know how you're doing. And if you are working with a coach, when I have my own customers, I always get them to take a photo of their tracking sheet on the day, send them to me through Messenger or WhatsApp, and I look at them and give them feedback. You can actually write it on a notebook as well. So let's say, Ron, if you're going to be doing a 21-day challenge, you can, I'll be more than happy to work with you to see how you're doing every day. Any questions? Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's really good because in the past, right, let me tell you, we used to be only given 25 BV, but now the company has given us 70 BV for this kit, which is really good. And if you look at, the retail profit, 323 minus 230 is like $90 retail profit. So when you think about it, if you are able to even just one per week, you already earn $360 a month of retail profit and 280 BV just on the 21-day kits if you major in that. All right, so Angie, can I just pass the mic for you to continue with our next topic?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Kitty, for such an informative session. Okay, we'll change screen. Just bear with us.
Sure.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what I'm going to do is, this is not going to be just a full retail session, but Kitty and myself and Rong, we discussed, and we feel that we were going to talk about SAMM, but then I start to realize that sometimes when you go straight into SAMM, for those that are not currently doing it, they may find it a little bit too scary. So I just wanted to share, go back to basic and talk about retail. So that's what we want to do today. And if there's anything else that we need to do further down the track, we will. Okay, basically the retail. So, sorry, just bear with me. So basically, it's like, okay, what's the objective of retailing? Now, obviously, retailing is part of our business. Now, I personally just want to point out something. It may sound very, we assume everybody understand, but when you are talking to a prospect, a qualified prospect or someone new, we need to make them understand that all businesses will only survive if they are either moving products or they're moving services. So whatever you do, we need to educate everyone to understand why retailing is part of our business. So why do we retail? Obviously, it's the cash flow, because it takes a while for commission to come in. Remember, our ongoing income is a 2 to 3 year plan. So just like in anything, you need to have the cash flow. So basically, everything that is here, I'm not going to read everything, but basically, it sounds like it's a common sense, but don't forget to remind ourselves and our new business partner the importance of why cash flow is important. And like, for example, you talk about the fast start kit, you know, it is hardly anything. Even for Singapore, it's 550, Australia is 430. But wouldn't it be nice to be able to replace, to have our startup capital come back, and obviously your expenses. You know, sometimes people say, oh, I have to pay so much to go to a convention, a local seminar and all that. That's where retail should be a goal, because it can and definitely will help you cover back your expenses. And obviously, we need to create BV and IBV. And when you have repeat customers, that's where you have the ongoing BV and IBV as well. And last but not least, some of us forget or don't even think about it. Customers eventually can be our qualified prospects. In the 26 years of statistics in Market America, they have found that more than 50% of our UFO were originally customers. So that's another very good reason why we have to understand the importance of retailing as well. Now, we know, we hear about this. People don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. Because I know a lot of us are so fearful of selling, because we always think that, oh, my friend, I'm going to lose my friend not going to know me anymore. But let's understand that if we have good products and we share with the right people, you know, there's always, I've learned this through my own experiences, that there are people out there looking for products. We just got to find the right people to talk to and find the right time to talk to them. So I know that mastering retailing, now retailing is one of the basic five that we all understand when we attend basic 5. Now, most of us are initially very afraid to retail. I was the same as well, because I've always thought that I'm not a salesperson. But when you understand, you know, you can overcome retailing once you use the product and understand it. So I'll just now, this is not, I don't have time to go into everything, but I just want to share very quickly, like, the approach is very important. Like, you know, we don't want to do hard selling. So we don't go around just telling everybody that, oh, you must take OPC, you must take Advanced B, you must take multivitamin. You really need the approach. And that is where we always say you need to always have your ears open and listen. So you got to find the right approach. Sometimes the timing is not right. Don't try to influence them with anything. Where if it is someone, whether you know them well or not, always listen. I find that is the most important. Show that you care. If you care from your heart and you're sincere, people can tell. So listen, and obviously if someone say that, you know, even know that someone is having flu, like in Singapore, I notice a lot of people have flu very often. In Australia right now it's winter and a lot of us have hay fever. What I normally do is that you got to, if you already could tell that they're sneezing, then it is okay to say, oh, are you having a flu? Or sometimes they say, oh, no, it's not flu. I got sinus, I got this and that. Then you got to go a little bit further, and that is what we call probing questions. When we say probing question, means ask questions that will allow them an opportunity to open up. Don't go straight and say that, oh, you're having a flu, you need to take my OPC, my multivitamin or my vitamin C. Just ask them. And don't be afraid to ask, you know, do you take supplements? You know, the other thing I wanted to share about when you ask someone, are you taking supplements? I'm talking about my own experience. When I first started, and when someone said, oh, yes, I don't take vitamins, I just keep my mouth shut. And that is where we are wrong. We should go further and ask, is there any reason why you don't take vitamins? You know, you'll be surprised. Sometimes they don't take vitamins, not because they don't like it. They don't even know how to buy it. They don't know what brand, or they don't even know why they need to take vitamins. So you need to ask probing questions. And obviously, after you've asked them the questions, you need to give them a solution. And again, depend on the timing. Sometimes you can't just give them the solution straight away. You can say, oh, I used to be like you. I used to fall sick quite easily, you know, but I've been taking our very unique supplements for the last whatever how many years you've been taking. You say that if it is all right with you, I can always send you some information. That's what I normally do. Now, because when you do that, you don't come across salesy, because I know a lot of people, when you start pulling out your phone or your file and start pulling out things that you're trying to sell. So you need to basically present them with solution. Always carry some printouts with you. That's my style. I'm a very traditional person. The reason why I say that is you never know. Some people, they don't mind you giving them some a handout straight away. Some would prefer you to email them. So you need to know your, how do I say, you need to know your prospect or your potential customer. You need to know the other party that you're talking about and in what sort of environment you are with them. Now, you then need to validate the solution. If you say that, if you are trying to share our isotonic OPC, first of all, I find a lot of us may not, we take for granted, especially those been taking isotonic for a long time, we assume that people, or not assume, yeah, we do sometimes assume that we don't need to explain what is isotonic. Not everybody understands isotonic, so just go very basic and explain what is isotonic and let the other party listen. And another thing is, never, one thing I learned, never put down other brands. I don't go around saying that, you know, sometimes I do ask them, oh, if they say they're taking supplements, I do ask them what supplements they are taking. You know, and if they're taking, if you know, 95% of them, or in fact 99% would be taking either a tablet or capsule. So we are still very, very in a very fortunate position whereby we are one of the very rare one that has isotonic. So I will normally go and explain that, look, you know, I understand, you know, tablets, most vitamins are in tablets or capsule form. And then I go further and say, I say that there's nothing wrong with that. But I just want to share with you that sometimes I use physician desk reference, sometimes I don't use the word. For those that do not know, physician desk reference is a reference book that doctors uses. I then go further and say that even in the physician desk reference, they talk about most people can only absorb 20 to 40% of what they consume. You know, and I do say, if I'm talking to a mature age group, and that includes myself, I will say that as we age, we find that our absorption rate is not as good. You know, and then I stop, I see whether they have questions for me. So when we say we validate the solution, is you need to increase their curiosity and their eagerness to want to know why they need to find out more about our isotonic products. Why we're different from what is out in the market. Then obviously negotiate the transaction. Now, again, this is is timing. All right, you can either register them straight away. This is something I would recommend if you are in the right, if the environment is not the best for you to register them, then ask them for the right information and tell them, say, when I get home, you know, I will register you as my preferred customer. It doesn't cost you a cent. Is that all right with you? 100% of the time, they will say yes. All right, so make sure we do it. And I fall into the culprit as well. Sometimes we talk to someone and then we don't register. Now, a lot of us say that, oh, just ask them to register. You'll be quite surprised, not unless you register them straight away. A lot of time they don't register because when they get home, life gets in the way and then they don't do it. So personally, I still like the idea of registering for them if I have the opportunity, if I'm not able to register straight away with them. Then work out per unit cost. I like the way Kitty talked about what the trim tea costs. per sachet. You can do that with your OPC. You can do that with your other.
风韵犹存啊！你和他讲，哎，老美女啊，风韵犹存啊，是不是啊？啊，哦。还是有韵味的，你去哪里？要出去啦？
Hang on, I better mute some of. Hang on, is someone not muted? Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I've unmuted. It was Vivian. Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right. So when we say per course, oh, don't be afraid to divide into per course. Because sometimes, a lot of time, I find that when you tell someone the cost of a 90 serve of OPC, some of them will freak out and say, "Oh, it's so expensive." Always break it down to per course, and it's so easy to say that it's less than a cup of coffee. I don't know about Singapore. Like in Australia, people go out for coffee that is $3.50, $4.50. Like, to me, it's like, it doesn't even, you know, give you much benefit. So you can break it up that way. Now, that part about auto ship, you know that we are able to set up auto ship for our customer. Now, 10% is just a guideline. You don't have to give it 10%. I'm just giving you some suggestion. Sometimes you got to be a bit creative. You need to know your customer. You need to know your customer and basically find out, you know, don't come across like you're so desperate to give them a discount just to get a sale. But if you feel that that helps, then obviously you can. You know, that the other one about buying two and save 20%, again, is individual. So, you know, I just want to make you understand that I'm not, I don't want you to say, oh, Angie said we're going to give everybody 20% once they buy two. So it's just an individual. And sometimes when you do a retail event, you can also discuss as a team what you want to offer for the sale for that day. What happened now? Oh, I cannot move my screen. Just bear with me. I think my screen can't go further. Just bear with me. My screen is stuck. Yeah, we'll finish with this. Okay, sorry about that. All right, now the retail trail. I know a lot of us, I know this is really basic, but I find that the basic is how we all should remind ourselves. So step one, whether we are brand new or we struggling with retail, I think it's always go back to basic, go back to step one and ask yourself, you know, it's like, you know, if you are, how many of the products are you actually using are branded products? Now, when you bring someone in new, please make sure you explain that although sometimes we say, oh, you know, the fast keep you're allowed to retail. Personally, for me, I try not to encourage them, because if you encourage them to just retail all their product, then they're not actually using the product. The whole idea of the fast start kit is to help us start very economical. When we first came into the business, we didn't have fast start kit. Now you need to make your new business partner understand that the fast start kit is for them to try using the product. The company has kindly put together the top, all the great product from a different variety. So have them use it, and then obviously make sure that they do a shopping annuity assessment. That's something, again, a lot of us fail to do with our new people. Now, step two is family. Now, beside your personal use, don't be afraid to share with your family. Now, family, obviously, if you're married, then obviously got to be your husband, or, you know, for the man, is your wife and your children. Then it will be your extended family. Because you need to be a true, we are called shopping consultant. You need to have your family try your products. And to me, we should not be embarrassed, right? Because we got amazing product. Now, obviously, don't always try to push them with the health and nutrition straight away, because not everybody is straight away can accept that. If you're talking about your brother or sister, if you don't think they're that sort that will go for that, just ask them to support you for your cleaning products, your shampoos, you know, we have got good quality products. So don't be afraid to share that. You need to choose a major. That is something, again, some of us say that, oh, I want to sell everything. Obviously, you need to know everything, but you need to choose a major. I'll go into each step afterwards, basically. Now, step 4, sorry, I'm going a little bit faster because we try to keep this to 1 hour for those that are on lunch. Customer base. You need to build a customer base. Then obviously, you need to set a retail goal to go professional. So I'm going to go to step 1. Now, to me, it is really mindset. You know, I truly believe everything starts with a mindset. And we all want the business, but let's go back and realize that we can't be selling product if we ourselves are not using it. So become a product of the products. This is very, very true. I know I sound like a broken record to some of those people in our team. I always say, be a product of the product. Now, get into the habit of putting a new product that you haven't used in your auto ship if you are relatively new. Don't just get stuck with say, oh, I only want my OPC and vitamin C, or I only want my dishwashing detergent. Make it a point to add a product. Another thing is, I do know that some people say, oh, I've just bought 10 bottles of palm olive, so I need to use it up first. This is a business, all right? If you want the business to grow fast, I recommend strongly that you put aside the other products that you have, either give it away or put it aside and try our products. Give yourself time to try. Don't say that I'll use it. By the time you finish your 10 bottles, you may have gone 1 year gone, and then you say that the business is not working. Because if you are not using the products, you can't share the product. So make it a point to replace all possible personal purchases with your shop.com branded product. This is key. Now, you do need to learn and experience the benefit. You just got to excuse me for the slide because I know the snap for the Australia. In Singapore, they still have some of the snap. For Australia, we have changed. Doesn't matter. Bottom line is use every single store, the product in every single store. You need to learn and experience the benefit. Another thing is, don't say, oh, I never experienced any benefit, so I'm not going to share. Use other people's testimony, your business partner, your customers, cross group, own group, doesn't matter. That's why we need to work as a team. Now, you need to mindfully review your other purchases and switch to buy them online from your partner store. I know it's very tough. It's so easy to just walk into a shop and say, oh, I feel like buying a blouse. You know, for those that have not seen it, I don't have time. Go and look at Kitty Facebook, how she shared. She was at Uniqlo with her mom a few days ago, and how determined she was to just buy through her own shop, and she did it. All right. Family, I mentioned, you know, you need to first of all replace your own household purchases with your exclusive shop.com. If you are single, and don't be afraid to tell your parents or your brothers or sister that, you know, you need their support, that you want to replace it with our exclusive product that are top quality anyway. You need to go from your room to room. You can start with your kitchen, your bedroom, doesn't matter. Do an assessment. I know a lot of us are not using the home shopping list. I strongly recommend you use the home shopping list. If you do not have it, buy a pack and go and have a look. Maximize your purchases from your online partner store. We have heaps of partner store. You don't need many partner store. You're going to end up just using about 3 to 5. Most of us are like that, or maybe 10. Now, for those of you that are not in Shopping Annuity Facebook, both Singapore and Australia have it. If you are not already on it, do go and be a member of it, because that's where you learn a lot from the other people, the other UFO. So you need to do your major, very important. Now, please understand, we need to attend product overview. If you are fortunate enough to have cross-group open up product overview for you, just go. Even if you don't have guests, go and learn. In Singapore, you have a lot at the office. Do attend it. Singapore, I always say, you are so much more fortunate than Australia, so please leverage on what you have in Singapore. It's important that you choose at least 1 or 2 major because it gets easier. I do want to emphasize, please understand that you need to be trained. You know, I always give example for those of you that are accountant, engineer, teacher, we all need to go to university. So it's no different from our business. Do get trained. Home retail activities. I'm a big person on this, and I know that a lot of our team know that I always talk about having retail activity. It doesn't matter if you got no guests. I know it's always not easy to have everybody that invite you come. In fact, if you invite 10 and you have 1 or 2, you're doing very well. Doesn't matter. Turn all your home activities into coring, because you'll find that that's the best way to learn, and also you get each other excited, because even when you don't have guests, you share with each other what you experience on your own product, and you'll be amazed how much you learn. Step 4, customer base. You do need to build a customer base. So after going through your first step 1 to 3, don't be afraid to share your knowledge with your friends and family. You need to set a goal. Don't freak out when you see 10 to 15. You got to start with 1. You know, you'll be quite amazed. It's not that difficult to have a few customers. If you cannot get 10 straight away, that's fine. In fact, if you have a few good customers and you're able to upsell them, you'll be amazed how much they buy from you. So, you know, if they start a shampoo, and main important is give them the right service. If they trust you, anything else you share with them, or have them visit your web portal, they will always support you in your other product. But you need to share it, then send them information, very important. All right, and like I said, make sure you register your preferred customer, because if not, you'll be amazed how other people, you find out, you end up with another UFO. So you need to explain to them. Now, again, this should be a target. I assume everybody on this call, thank you for being on this call, on this Zoom, is we want to build a business. We have a why for building the business. So you need to be professional in your retail. You need to aim for 500. Now, 500 is what SAMM talk about. And 500 may appear a lot straight away, but if you break it down, it's not that much. It's actually 125 BV a week. Now, we should try to use at least 100 BV ourselves a month. Just to share with you, Kevin and myself, we are empty nesters, but even Kevin and myself, the 2 of us, we use about 300 to 400 BV a month, because I wouldn't use anything else except our own product. I do use a fair bit from the global. So for those that are in Australia, there's a lot of global products, you know, so just understand the products. In Singapore, you have a lot more products than us, so use every single one of them. Try to use them and experience them. Obviously, after a while, you will stick to some of the basic one, but then you need to experience it. For me, I make it a habit. When a new product comes out, I always make it a point to try it. So you need to set your goal. Now, you're not going to get 500 straight away a month for those that haven't achieved this, but you need to take 1 step at a time. And I promise you, you can get there, and you will get there if you make it a point and set a goal for yourself. All right, so after your SAMM, of course, is Master UFO. We probably will we'll go into SAMM as a Zoom coring topic later, and also Master UFO. But for now, don't let the SAMM and Master UFO scare you. But more important thing is you need to start doing it. If you aim for 500 BV and IBV, you automatically will be meeting the SAMM. You know, of course, SAMM, you have a partner stores as well. And like some people say, oh, you know, for Australia, it's 3,000 a quarter. They say it's a lot. But for me, I used to think it was a lot. But until I start telling myself, I share with my friend, you just share with them. You say, oh, you know, Mary, I know that you're going to be traveling to Singapore quite often. You know, who do you buy your air ticket from? So just ask the game probing question. And if they ask you why you ask me, be open with them. Say that, no, in my business, we're a partner store, you know, I would love for you to support me. Why don't you just let me quote your next air ticket? That was how I started. buying air ticket for my friends. And you don't need a lot. You just need 2 or 3, and you'll be amazed how much that alone bring you. Now, for those that I don't know whether you're aware, are you aware that there is a new website called mashoptraining.com? If you are not aware, do go and have a look. It's amazing, the amount of resources that we have. So this business, for those, I know that Anne is probably on the line. Thank you, Anne, for being on the line. And will agree, when we first started, we hardly have any information. Now, Kevin said we have information overload. The reason why he used the word information overload, he's trying to make everybody understand that there are a lot of things that you can find out. It's just a matter of looking for it. That's all. So that's very important. So Kitty, I have finished. So would you, I'll give it back to you and maybe see whether there's any question. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kitty.
Thank you, Angie. That was amazing. Are you able to go back to the screen where you have all 5 steps? Because I'd like to take a picture of that, because I think that was very useful.
Okay, hold on.
Anyone else has any question for Angie about this? It's just, I find that the retail trail very, very helpful for us to see where we're at and then, you know, move towards being.
Feel free to take a photo of this, because I find that this one is very good for us to remind ourselves.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how long you're in the business.
I like to be committed to go professional, and I know that there is this guy which I don't know whether you have heard of, called Eric Worre, and he always says, you know, to be let's go pro, like all of us go pro. So that's step one, right? Yes, professional.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. All right, so guys, any question? It's just at 3:30, so if you haven't got any question, thank you everyone for being on the Zoom calling, and we will be here again next Friday, same time, same link. And if you have any you know, feedback for us, please feel free to contact either Angie or myself. So thank you.
Thank you, Angie, for sharing. Thanks, Kitty. Bye.
Bye-bye for now.
Thanks, Kitty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yes, bye.
Bye-bye.